Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela. Hopefully you know who I am, but if you don't, there you go. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys, or telling you guys, how to gain pharmacy experience for your pharmacy school application. How do you know whether or not pharmacy is right for you and whatnot? So a lot of people don't know this, so I'm going to let you know in this video, and hopefully this is helpful in some sort of way. If you guys have any other pharmacy related questions, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll do like a pharmacy school question and answer video or some sort of thing like that if you guys want that type of video. If not, that's cool, we can scratch that idea. But before we begin, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so my first tip on how to gain pharmacy experience is basically work in a pharmacy. I feel like that is pharmacy 101. There's no better way to gain pharmacy experience besides actually working in a pharmacy. So whether that be certain states, of course, have their own different rules, but you can either become a registered pharmacy tech or you can become a certified pharmacy tech. The difference between those two is registered means that you literally just go to the office, the board of pharmacy office, sign a little paper that says you're not going to kill nobody, steal drugs, and give people's information away. And then you do certified. Certified means you do have to be registered as well, but the difference is certified you actually go through some sort of training. So whether that be like a high school program or an actual pharmacy technician course, like a 1 to 2 year course, you can do that too. Obviously the easiest way to start working is being registered, but different states have their own requirements, so you do have to check on what state you are applying to and what they allow. For me personally, I was able to become certified in high school in this little lifestyle career program that they had, so that way I was able to graduate and also what's it called? Not the PCAT. Forgot, PTCB, I think is what it's called. Become a certified pharmacy technician after my graduation. Of course, just working in a pharmacy and seeing if anyone will allow you to shadow them or do things like that in their pharmacy is going to be the best way to gain pharmacy skills and just really get to see like, this is what I'm doing every day. Do realize though that pharmacy is bigger than just CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid. You know, that is a big part of pharmacy, but that's just the retail side. Do understand that people are doing compounding, which is where you literally make a drug specifically for that person. You have people that work in forensics pharmacy, people who work in the hospitals, doing research, teaching. There's so many options, so just realize that if you don't like CVS or you don't like that retail setting, just know that your options are not limited and that there are more options available to you in the future. You just might not be able to get pharmacy experience in those just because they have a little bit more training, a little bit more advanced, but getting your foot in the door is definitely the best key. So my second way to gain pharmacy experience is to volunteer if you can. So a lot of places will have like a free medical clinic or a free pharmacy type of clinic or a thing that you can go into for people who don't have insurance or can't afford insurance and that sort of thing. A lot of those places will have pharmacies that you can actually go in, shadow, and help out and volunteer, and that's one of the best ways you can do so. I did that when I was in undergrad and it was such a great experience, and all those people I still connect with, I still ask for advice or letters, recommendation letters, whatever I need. They're always willing to help me out, and it's a really great experience. You get to really interact with those patients in different disease states that you might not be able to do or interact with on a CVS or Walgreens level, but it's not as advanced as say a hospital level, so you kind of get that little in between, and it's really nice and really cool. Next way, let's see, joining an organization. So a lot of places, like for my university, go Gamecocks, our university has a pharmacy school actually on campus, which is really convenient, but obviously not every school is going to have a pharmacy program. But if they do have like a pharmacy related group, like I think ours was called CAPS, so it was like Carolina Pre-Pharmacy Association or something like that. They also have, if you do have a pharmacy school on your campus, then of course you're going to have all of those pharmacy organizations, which do take pre-pharmacy students, do take high school students. So that's a good way for you to learn more about the profession, learn more, interact with other people in the profession and things like that, and really gain that skill set that you can. And I highly recommend that if you go to any pharmacy related meetings or organizations, that you document that on your resume or application. That way they can see, the mission teams can see that you really are invested, and that this isn't something like, hey, I'm just going to apply because I have nothing else better to do. They really want to see that you're invested in your career and that pharmacy is really for you. So attending meetings, joining clubs that are related to your profession is also a really great way to gain pharmacy experience. The next way is to actually job shadow, which I feel like is one of those basic things that everyone should do. You can always email any pharmacy and see if you can job shadow them. Do realize that I think some of the bigger corporations or mainstream like Walmart and things, they have a bigger requirement and aren't as easy to like get into. Say like a excuse me, say like you're going to more an independent pharmacy is a lot easier to just go in and shadow them versus say like a bigger corporation. But either way, by all means, reach out and see if you can job shadow. Of course, you want to job shadow in the pharmacy with a pharmacist, but of course you can always do anything else in that kind of field, in that range, like the IV room if you're doing a hospital setting, the compounding room, whatever interests you, or you're just curious, that's fine too. I know I was able to do a compounding one and a hospital one before I entered, which were both really cool experiences. And like I said, I was able to meet new people and interact with those people. So I think we're on our fifth way. Our fifth way is to actually interview. And interviewing is probably the scariest thing that you can do, because you're actually going to reach out to a pharmacist, professor, admissions or something like that. Whoever you're trying to reach out to, I do obviously recommend reaching out to a pharmacist or someone who is a professor in the pharmacy school, just so you can kind of make that little connection, dropping your little name everywhere, so that way when you apply, they're like, hey, I remember that person, or hey, I remember that student, and they have good, of course, that's not a good thing if you make a bad impression. You definitely want to make a good impression. But an interview is basically saying, you'll email the professor and say, hey, I'm really interested in pharmacy school and the pharmacy profession, and are you available for me to ask some more specific questions to you about your field and your career and things like that? So you'll email them, of course, give them different times and dates. That way they can match their schedule to see what's going to be more convenient for them and you. And then when you go into the interview, of course, dress professionally, be polite, be on time, be early if you can, and you want to actually have a list of all the questions that you want answered. Of course, you can ask any other questions that you think of on the spot, but definitely having a list of something that you want to ask. So like some of the questions may be like, what is a typical day in your workplace? What is your least favorite thing to do at work? Your favorite thing to do at work? What was the best advice that you can give someone going into pharmacy school? Things like that are a little bit more open-ended questions for them to be able to explain and talk, versus like a yes and no question. It kind of defeats the purpose of the interview. The interview is really to grab more information from that person and really learn more and more and more as you can. So yeah, I think that is all the ways that I was able to gain pharmacy experience before joining pharmacy school. Obviously, networking is one of the biggest way that you can gain access to pharmacy school, because everyone knows everyone. Pharmacy school is super small, and so you really want to get that good impression, or else someone might badmouth you, and it's not a good thing. So just make sure that you're being polite, your social media looks good, things like that, because your first impression is going to be the last and the lasting impression that you will make. So that is the end of the video. I hope you guys really enjoy this and learned something new today. If you have any more questions, leave me some comments and stuff down below. But before we go, I'm actually going to do a little self-promo, a little splurge. So I actually do have a course on teachable.com called From Student to PharmD. It's an entire course outlining exactly how I got into pharmacy school, what to expect, your interview, things of what we talked about today, but they go in a little bit more detail. How to study for the PCAT, what does the PCAT even mean, like your scores and all that. It encompasses everything you can think of about pharmacy school in that course, and it's always being updated. So of course, as I continue through the curriculum, that course will be added. I will be also trying to travel to other pharmacy schools and talk to their admissions team, so that way that the program is not just for my campus but for every single campus. Of course, some of the main things that we talked about today are worldwide. That's not going to be something that's very different, but it's maybe certain schools like more research or things like that. So we're going to talk about that as well in that course, and just all of that. Everything you can think of, we're going to dive into that course. The course is live right now. It's only $29, so it's not expensive or anything. And there is a private Facebook group that you can interact with me more, as well as any other future pharmacists and pharmacy school students that are interested in taking the course or have already taken the course. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a little blurb here with the URL, and also it'll be in the comments, so for easy access and a little bit more detail about the course. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in joining, please join, share this video, get more people to know about the profession, and just get that information out. So, alright, I think that is officially the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay beautiful, stay unique, and I'll see you guys in my next one.